Conversion starts today. Now is the time. Repent and believe in the gospel. Third Sunday of Ordinary Time 2024. Conversion is the change of mind. Change of mind means to be open to the changes which is influenced by culture, environment, and other factors. For instance, killing is against God's law. Our ancestors take the lives of each other. As Christianity spreads, it changes our way of thinking to love God and to love our neighbor. However, our journey of faith is not that easy. Prophet Jonah too think that Israel's enemies like Nineveh does not deserve God's mercy. Nineveh is an enemy and it must be punished. We can easily accept and change from certain ways of thinking, but for faith, it is beyond our understanding. Because conversion is not only a change of mind in a certain time, but it's a journey in search of Christ. It is a journey that begins today. After John was arrested, as Mark says, Jesus says, now is the time. That means that the prophet called for a Messiah and the testimony of John comes to an end. They have spoken of the future, of the fulfillment. But today, God Himself spoke. Jesus now says, now is the time. Repent and believe in the gospel. Conversion involves two voices, the external and the internal voice. External voice is that of listening to the gospel proclaimed to us and the testimony of the people, the faith of the church transmitted to us. We are left with choices to make, and within us there are internal voices that are in competition among themselves. Just as externally, every individual is a social being who fears being alone when not seeking to follow what the society, culture practices. Its impact is also heard in the internal voice. Real conversion happens when individuals accept the change without the fear of the influences around them, because it is a choice that is accompanied by God's grace. Jonah's stern warning does not bring the king of Nineveh to call for a fast, but rather God's voice resounding in the king's mind. God's grace enlightened the king for a radical change, to call for the whole nation to fast. Conversion helps us to experience the mercy of God, which comes through listening. Conversion is not only a change of mind, but rather an act of faith. Repent and believe. It is the believing aspect that makes conversion difficult, because what we are believing seems to be unreachable through our senses. We just have to humble ourselves and believe. Jesus says, do not be afraid. Yet we are still afraid. For instance, why do we fear Sanguma? Why do we listen attentively to the advice of a glassman? It is because the influences of the world around us compels us to respond to that which can provide immediate answers to our problems. Although our faith and the gospel values insist in search for God, there are opposing voices within us that keep on saying, it's okay, just continue, God is merciful. After that you can ask for His mercy. And once we listen to this voice that is opposed to our conscience, we are caught with guilt, shame, anger, pride. Having been in this state, the deceptive voice keeps reminding us it is impossible to repent. You are a great sinner. Dear friends, conversion is not something that can be left for tomorrow. Conversion starts today. Repent and believe in the gospel. God bless.